In this video, we're going to be reviewing a newer Cobblestone feature, Visual Record Stages on Record Details. We're going to first walk through some examples and ensure we understand what this feature is used for. Then we'll talk about the configuration. So essentially, this feature is used to track a more macro view of a record's lifecycle. So if you think of workflow as individual tasks and approvals, it's a little more micro, right? It's in the weeds, each individual step of the lifecycle. These record stages are a bit more macro, a little bit more of an overview of major stages in the life cycle. This is an optional feature, but if you do decide to set this up, you can think of as a stage as the broader category, and then within the stage, you might have individual statuses. Okay, on the left-hand side of my screen, I have this set up on my master service agreements, and it will look like this. It says current record stage. The previous stage was negotiation. We're currently in stage 3, called fully executed. If I click into view all stages, I'll see the first stage was internal review, then it was negotiation, and now we are on fully executed. I'm going to drill into view stage statuses, and you're going to see several statuses underneath this stage, right? So as long as this record is on any of these statuses, it will show us this stage. Same thing as negotiation. If it's on any of these 4 statuses, it will show as negotiation. And under fully executed, as long as it's any of these 3 statuses, it will show as fully executed. Okay? Now, this is not built through workflow, but I think it is related to workflow. And what I mean here is that oftentimes statuses are going to change by workflow updates, right? Workflow field updates. As you complete a workflow step, it's going to update the field for you, the status field. That status change may change the stage that we're in. So let's say we were in security review, a workflow step was completed, and that updated the status over to send for signature. Hypothetically, that would change the stage, right? So workflow triggers a status update, and the status update may change the stage. You could also change the status manually if you ever want to do that. So if I change the status, it may change the stage back to internal review or negotiation or whatever else. You can also use this for each individual step of the workflow, and so you can then track workflow over on the left-hand side. This isn't really the primary intention of the tool, but I think it is another use case. So in this case, I have prepare for review, and then legal review, and then counterparty review. And you'll see that I don't have any other statuses under these. It's just the respective status, right? So this is my workflow. This is every step of my workflow. Every step might have a stage, which means I could just more easily track what step of the workflow I'm in over from the side pane. And finally, I should acknowledge if you're not using this stage feature, you certainly don't need to, you won't see this over on the side pane at all. Okay, so hopefully this makes sense. It's a nice way to either track your workflow from this detail screen, or probably more commonly, we can set up broader stages, kind of phases of the record's lifecycle. Now, how do we set this up? We are going to go to the main menu, down to Manage Setup, and then down to Workflows and Notifications, and drill into our Workflow Manager. From the side menu, click Manage Record Stages. First, choose the area of the system you want to manage. I'm going to leave this on contracts and committals, but you can choose requests or solicitations and procurements. Then you'll choose, in this case, the contract type. You may choose default if you want to. If you set up a default, that will be the default stage for all of your contracts. Basically, then all of your contracts would have stages. Or you may choose specific contract types and set up a unique stage configuration for that contract type that may be different from the default. Okay, in this case, I don't have a default set. I only have my MSA and consulting agreements set. So only my MSAs and consulting agreements use stages. My other contract types do not use stages. And here are the stages I showed you a few moments ago on that contract. They're pretty straightforward. I'll click Add Stage and show you how to build a new one. I'll type in stage 4 as an example. I can add another position if I want to. Hey, it's position 2. It moves it kind of up in the line. But if I don't add anything, it's just going to become the next stage in the process. I'll click Save. Scroll down just a bit. Here, I'll expand this a bit too. And I can add statuses. Okay, you can just kind of click in, scroll down, choose the status. And if you start typing, right, it will pop up automatically. So add as many statuses as you wish. Then click Save. And there we go. We have a new stage. So if the status of the contract ever equals the status I have under stage 4, the stage of the contract would now say stage 4. Okay. So pretty easy to set up. You may also drag and drop these up and down to change the order of the stages. And you can also copy the stages from one contract type to another. And that's how we set up the new record stages in Cobblestone. And that's everything I wanted to cover in this video on visual record stages. Please reach out to training@cobblestonesoftware.com with any questions. Thank you.